you would just give the esteemed audience kind of an overview of your background and your expertise.
Yeah. So I studied journalism in college, and then after that, I went on to a career in marketing and public relations. I worked in banking, nonprofit healthcare that was aimed at children, and lastly in toys. And so except for the banking, most of my career was really aimed at marketing to kids and understanding what kids are drawn to and what they like. And when I was working in the toy company, I ran their contests, I did their catalogs, I ran their booth at Toy Fair. But one of the things I also did was I was the toy inventor liaison. And what does that mean? That meant that I got to tour the country and meet with toy inventors. And they would present their ideas to me. They would pitch their ideas to me. Our company had a really strong in-house design team, and so we rarely bought any outside concepts. However, we were always looking for that one extraordinary idea. And so when I found those, I would turn around and pitch those ideas to my company internally. If they agreed with me, then I would turn around and negotiate the contract with the inventor. And so after that, I went and I got an MFA in creative writing with an emphasis in young adult literature. And later on, I got an opportunity to work for Laura Rennert as her assistant at the Andrea Brown Literary Agency. She's the executive agent at our agency. And as I started to work for her, I really just started to find out more about the business. I was writing and I loved children's lit and wanted to find out more. And the more I started working for Laura, the more I just loved everything about agency. I felt like it just pulled all of my skills together. I love to work editorially with writers. I love to read and I love to consider how to market things and how to pitch things. I like to look at contracts for language and make sure that the language best supports the client and that it's a good agreement. I even like to look at royalty statements and to make sure everybody's getting paid properly. And also I realized as I was working for her that it was very similar to what I had been doing as a toy inventor liaison for my company, this idea of pitching and then pitching internally and then negotiating deals. So it kind of brought all my skill sets together and just has been a fantastic opportunity for me. And so I worked for Laura for about 3.5 years, and then I was promoted to agent, and I've been doing it now for a couple of years, and it's my dream job. It's a second career for me, and I am so thrilled to have this chance.
Well, it sounds like you already had a dream job, and now you've got a second dream job. I'm extremely jealous of your background. That's great.
Yeah, it was fun working for the toy company for sure.
And if you would give esteemed audience just kind of some of your clients.
Yeah, so I'm relatively new, but my very first book is coming out, or my first client's published book is coming out in May. It's called Sumo Joe, and it is a picture book from Lee and Low by Mia Wengen. I did not represent her, but I represented the illustrator, Nat Iwata, who illustrated it. It's available for pre-order on many different local bookstore sites. And then I've also last year did a couple of young adult deals. One for one of my favorite books called Private Lessons by Cynthia Solese. And that is a book about a girl who is a concert pianist who gets an opportunity to study with an elite piano teacher in San Francisco. And she's from a different part of the Bay Area, and so she's crossing class lines and cultural lines to come and study with him. She enters this private school world, and it's uncomfortable and new for her, and it's sort of her relationship with the piano teacher becomes very intense and somewhat inappropriate. So, Private Lessons. Then I have another great project that I sold last year called This Is My America by Kim Johnson. And that book is also another one. Both of these, as soon as they came into my box, I read them and I was like, I know I need to represent these books. I love the writing, love the voice. This Is My America is about a girl whose father is on death row for accused of killing or convicted of killing a couple in the community. And then she's trying to save her father from death row. And in the meantime, her brother gets accused of killing a white girl in town. Yes.
Oh, double jeopardy there. Oh no.
Jeopardy. So it's a social justice novel. It's a family story. It's a friendship story. There's a romance. It's incredible, and the voice is incredible. And Kim, and that was a 2-book deal done at a preempt, and so Kim's going to have a second book coming out. So that one's going to come out, and both of those books will be coming out in 2020, and Kim will have a second book coming out in 2021.
And Kim, if you're listening, as are any of your authors, if you'd like to come on Middle Grade Ninja, the podcast, and tell everybody about your new books, I would love to have you. I'd love to chat about them. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah. In terms of middle grade, I haven't sold anything yet. I do have a couple of great middle grade clients that we're working on, and we're about to go on submission. So I can't talk about those yet, but very fun and exciting. And then I also just sold another young adult novel and another picture book this past month. Unfortunately, those haven't been announced publicly yet, so I can't talk about them yet, but I'm very excited about them.
I love it. You can hear your enthusiasm for your clients and your enthusiasm for agenting. The fact that you're calling their books my books.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled if that was my agent talking about my book. Yes, call it your book. Think of it that way. Get it out there.
It's definitely their book. I feel so honored to represent them, though, and represent the projects. I'm so proud of them. It's been incredible.